part 4 of our factorial ANOVA to see if either the strength serum or the smoothie size has anything to do with the number of push-ups a rat can do. And we're doing a two-way ANOVA. There's the raw data. We're working on the bracket terms. We figured out what the between groups for the A factor, which was the different amounts of the strength drug. Okay, and we did see that there was a significant difference there with our graphing, but here's our bracket term for within group variance for the serum levels. Now we got to figure out the other between group factor, that's B. And that's going to be the different smoothie size for us, right? Large and small. It only had 2 levels. But here's our between group formula right there. And it is practically just like the A group formula with some minor changes. Okay. Kind of does this. The J, instead of the column sum, group sum, they just change it to K. And the B, which is the number of levels for the factor B, becomes little a, which is the number of levels for the other factor A. That's how this thing works. And the J becomes a K. I should have put that in there. And that just means it's a different group. It's the groups that are associated with the B factor, not the A factor. Okay, so don't let that confuse you. But the B bracket term looks just like that. Same thing. Add up your groups for the B first, square them, and then add that sum together, divide by the number of the product of the number of levels in the A factor times the number of individuals in a single group. Okay, let's do this. So here's our data, and here's our columns. We're just looking at the B levels now. So we're just looking at B1 and B2. We do not care about A1, A2, A3, right? So we're just checking on the between group variance between the large and the small smoothies. Okay, so B1 is small, B2 is large. So looking at our data, anything with a B1 on it is going to be in that B1 group. So that one's a B1, that one's another B1, and that's the third B1, right? Irregardless of what level of the serum drug they got. So that's one group. And now we're going to figure out what the second group is. B2 is just anything with the B2 attached to it. So these 3 columns are all considered one group. So now we're going to go ahead and do our magic, right? We're going to add up the means and then square them between B1 and B2, right? So B1 is that plus that plus that, right? Those are the 3 different levels of A, but they're all at B1, so we're going to add those together and square them, right? That's what that symbol means. We're going to square them after we sum them. And we're going to do the same thing for B2. No, I'm sorry, B2. Don't confuse me. So we're going to find anything with B2 in it. So that's this one, and this one. Okay, right? These are all the different B2s at the different levels of A3, or of the A factor. So we're going to add them together. And we're going to square them. That's what this formula is telling us to do. So let's multiply those out. Add them together. Now we need to divide that number by A times N. A is the number of levels in factor A, right? And we had 3 different levels, 0 milligrams, 10 milligrams, 20 milligrams. So we know that number's 3. And N is the number of individuals in a single group. And that, again, is still 6. So we're going to do a little bit of math, do a little bit more math, and we find out that bracket B term equals 4336. So now we know 2 of the bracket terms. So I'm going to end this video here, and we'll just keep pressing on. MGZ out.